over the years. I just kind of forth. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That just kind of came forth out of nowhere because I didn't realize how much it was affecting me until like until you get triggered. Um, and I'm tired of being triggered. Like I'm tired of just like being bothered by situations that happened in the past. I'm just trying to work on. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that I just want to have. I just want to face my demons for real, and then just see what happens after that. Because I don't want to. I don't hate nobody. Let me tell you that. I don't have no hate in my heart. I don't hate people. I don't believe in the word hate. I dislike with a motherfucking passion, though. That I do. I'll dislike you with a passion. And, there's a couple people on that list, but we don't gotta go there. But to those that, are still in my life, because everybody got a little bit of daddy issues. So for people like that, I just want to let that go for someone specifically like my dad. We've been sitting on an issue for years, and I think we both know that the relationship has shifted since then. Like there's no avoiding that fact. There's no avoiding that fact, right? We all have a list. There's no avoiding that fact, but none of us has really taken the time to really speak about it. So now we have this like distant relationship that makes me feel weird. And you know, he was. If you guys know me from like back in the days, I used to dance a lot. Dance was my entire life. Like you couldn't tell me anything about dancing. And he was one of the people that didn't support that dream. One of the only people until he saw me dance like years later, and then he was like, "Oh, you're actually good at this. That's cool." Um, so me being who I am too, like I'm very, 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 especially no, I was very, very bad at like just letting people not uh tell me what to do. Like you couldn't tell me I couldn't do something because I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna go harder because I'm gonna prove you wrong. I loved proving people wrong because you can't tell me I can't do nothing. First of all, I'm grown. I was like 10, but we all grown in our heads. Um, and that was like one of the things that put like a wedge into our relationship because when I was younger, I was like daddy's girl. Whoa. Couldn't tell me anything about my pops, but in my primitive years where I needed him the most, which is like my teenage years, when you're like 14, 15, 16, blah blah blah. Of course, we got distance because I started growing up and I started hanging out with other people. But there was an incident that occurred which caused us to stop talking for 2 years, 2 years straight. Like me and my dad didn't speak for 2 years. Like he didn't call me. He pulled some bullshit, like pulled some weird ass shit out of nowhere, like out of thin fucking air. He had a problem with everything that I was doing one day and was just straight up disrespecting me in front of my moms. And even my mom was like, I don't know what's wrong with homeboy, but that wasn't it. Like that wasn't it. He need something's going on in his life, and if he's gonna treat you like that, if he's gonna take it out on you, then you don't need to really be around him. And I felt that because what did I do for you to act like that? Like I did nothing to him. The only thing that I did was like go to fucking Florida with my school. That was like the most recent thing, but nothing negative. You know what I'm saying? The most negative, if he was to be mad at me at any point, it would have been in middle school when I was fucking wilding and I failed all my classes. I don't know how I graduated middle school. Let me tell you that. But if any time for him to be upset with me or whatever, it would have been that time. But no, for 2 years we stopped talking out of thin air, and when we did speak, it was only because I saw him in person. And I always said that if I didn't see him at this event, it was probably like a Sweet 16, because as Guatemalans, we used to live for motherfucking Sweet 16s. Um, if it wasn't for me seeing him at that event, we probably still wouldn't be talking to this day. Like that's a high possibility. But because of the distant relationship between me and my dad, I had daddy issues, and I was like dealing with boys. We ain't gonna call them men. I was dealing with boys. I was never a hoe. I was never thought and implying. I'd be saying that just to say that, but that was never my lifestyle. But I was talking to a lot of guys. I was dealing with a lot of guys here and there, but I wasn't out here thought and implying for real, for real. And that I started becoming like codependent with these boys. There was a lot of things that I knew was because of the lack of relationship that I had with my dad. So I was being rebellious for a very long time because my dad wasn't around for 2 years, and that was like he missed my high school graduation, like things like that. Yeah, I had my moments where things are great, but like internally, like deep down inside, like I was still working through some shit, just like anybody else. But that's one of the few things that I really wanna like deal with head forward. Because me and my dad still talk, but it's so different. Like it's not the same anymore. And we try to fake it so we make it, but I know like I can sense energy, and it's not what it used to be. So it's something that I really want to deal with. There's also like if you wanna go there, fuck it, we're gonna go there. There's also some like right. Yeah, no. I'm done with. Listen, I'm in a relationship now. It's an amazing relationship. It's one of the best relationships that been in a very very long time. And this is it. I got one more relationship in it. This is it. If this don't work out, somebody gonna have to die. That's it. Period. Boo. But even like sexual trauma, like for some reason, someone who assaulted me when I was younger, I still have on Facebook. Isn't that weird? Like I have the person who calls me trauma on my Facebook. Well, I don't know if I do anymore. Don't quote me on that. But I did for a long time because it was family. It's a family member, and that's another thing that I want to deal with. I know, like last year, I spoke to that person's brother and I told him about it. Um, yeah, I don't really have. There was the more. Yeah. Right. Like I'm for some reason I still have I had someone who assaulted me on my Facebook for years, and I didn't realize how much it bothered me until what happened. This random time they said, "Oh, I posted like my goddaughters," and they were like, "Oh, your goddaughters are so cute, so beautiful." That shit triggered the fuck out of me because I was young when it happened. Like I had to be under 10 when it happened. You know what I mean? And that's someone that my family trusted. That's someone that I technically they took care of me. That was someone that was like pretty much babysitting me for a very very long time. Um, so that shit, I was triggered and I was so pissed for like 2 days, and I couldn't like shake it off for mad long. Like I just couldn't put it together. Like why would this person call my goddaughter's cute? Like it sounds very little, but I was very triggered by that situation. And I knew at that point like I had to say something to somebody, and it didn't matter who it was. So I spoke to their brother about it. But at this point, I'm like, I'm about to hit them up. Like, yo, you fucked me up for a long time. I'm not gonna hold you like you did. You fucked me up. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Those are the two big issues that I want to face right now. It's probably more because we've always got some like hidden trauma somewhere. Um, but a lot of that stuff affected how I deal with my friends, how I deal with my lovers, how I deal with my family as well. Like I want to get back to when you're younger, you're mad close with your family, with your cousins and stuff like that. Y'all grow up, there's some distance between y'all too. Y'all just grow apart a little bit. So luckily, because of circumstances, me and my cousins, my immediate cousins, we have like a group chat, so that's been helping a lot. Um, hold on, yeah, I don't have my charger. That's been helping a lot. But I want to get back to being close with my family too. Like I miss them niggas. I do. What y'all said? Do you feel like that can affect how you would raise a daughter? Yeah, yeah. I think it'll affect how I raise my kids. Period. Like all of that trauma will affect how I raise my kids. Period. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like I don't want to take. Like I want to be cautious because you got. I don't want to take any of this hurt into that life where I start having kids. You know what I mean? I don't want to live in resentment. That's what I'm scared of. You know what I mean? So even outside of like, I'm sorry, I'm coughing like I got motherfucking coronavirus. I don't. I rebuke. Um, I don't want to live in resent. I don't, like I said, I don't hate nobody. Like I don't carry hate in my heart or anything like that. So I don't want to feel resentment towards anyone. And that's the reason why, like, that's the reason why I want to deal with some of this, like, head first. Like I feel like if you don't want to feel that resent anymore, because it's always gonna bother you. Like even when you don't think it's bothering you, it's always gonna bother you because we always feel like our parents owe us something because they brought us into this world. I was watching Red Table Talk, and they had this episode about forgiveness. And what they were talking about, Jada and her brother was talking about their dad, and what they realized after he passed away was that mom and dad is just a title. You know what I'm saying? But they have their own journey. They're one of the, along the way in their life, they just happen to have kids. You know what I mean? But we hold these certain titles at a pedestal, and it's like it's not fair to them sometimes. Like, dude, there's certain things that they didn't do on purpose. Some things that they did. We gotta know that the world does not revolve around our feelings. It doesn't revolve around how we act. You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't. Even when it comes to our parents, it doesn't. Yeah, like, oh no, them sleepovers. Yeah, I don't know about all of that for real. Like if anything, the one thing that I need in my relationship with my kids is like open communication. Open communication is honestly what's probably gonna save us all, like save us time if we have open communication, but you have to allow that space, you know? You can't just expect to have open communication with your kids. It's not gonna happen. But because I want to be the fun, like I also want to be the fun mom. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything, I want to host a sleepover. You know what I'm saying? So I could be in the middle of the night when the motherfucking flash off. What y'all niggas doing? You know, like that's it. But my mom has never really let me, unless it was family. She's never really let me go to other people's houses, like friends and stuff like that. Like that was a dub. That wasn't really happening in my life. Um, but I be the fun mom. Like I want to host those kinds of sleepovers, and I want to make sure that they live a certain life. Because my mom was, she let me do what I needed to do, especially like once I got to not high school. She was still a little protective. Once I got to college, like there wasn't, you couldn't really tell me anything. So she raised me right. I'll tell y'all that. Like if there's anything, she raised me right. I'm 25, about to be 26 this year. No kids. You know what I'm saying? Currently in a healthy relationship. We had like a decent communication, so that did help with a lot of the things that I went through, for real. And I love that lady. Anybody who knows, like, that lady's a motherfucking saint. Like, she's a saint. If y'all know my story, y'all know that in my mom's house, there's it was a one bedroom that we turned into three. So somehow, some way, we turned the living room into a living room and then two bedrooms. So it wasn't a lot of space, and there was like five of us living there. Um, there was five of us living there, and she was still taking people in. There was a number of people that slept on the couch for months on end. You know what I'm saying? My mom still took people in, so that's where I get my kind heart from, and I want to make sure that as an adult, that people don't take advantage of my kind heart. Like my mom she's the sweetest thing on earth, but if you take her to you tip her the wrong way, listen, you don't want those problems. Not from her, and especially not from us. Because if you do, I almost beat up an old man because of my mom, because he said something slick to my mom. We ain't having those. Nope. Yeah, exactly. I want to be very transparent, because there's some shit. I feel like, especially when we were growing up, there was some shit that people told us, and we was like, fuck out of here. I'm grown at like 10. I'm grown. I ain't gonna listen to nobody. But I still want to have that transparency. Like I still want to be able to tell my kids, like, this is the shit that I've been through. Like I was at one point like smoking weed, drinking alcohol all the time. Like that's something I want to be transparent. I want to tell them the life that I lived. My life wasn't. I don't think it was that wild. Just a little bit, but it wasn't. It wasn't on some Lifetime movie type shit. I have my moments. I have my days where there's some lifetime potential content in there. Um, but my relationship with my kids is very important. My future kids is going to be very important. The way that I carry myself is very important. Like at this point, if you've been following me, I'm following God, especially during this time. Like there's nothing y'all can't tell me anything. Like there is a God, there is somebody that's a higher power, and he's been looking over the kid OD. Like with everything that's been going on, for me feeling like I had to like leave my job that I was at for almost 3 years. So right now I'm like not. I'm working part time for someone who's absolutely amazing. But there's some shit that I don't think I would have gotten through without him, for real, or her, without God, whoever you want to do. Yo, she's a walking angel. Yo, like my mom always did that. Like if anybody came to my house, y'all had to get fed. If y'all didn't get fed, it was probably my fault, but she definitely told me to feed y'all all the time. I love that lady, and you know what? I miss her so much. I really do. I miss her so much. But yeah, like I wanna face all of this stuff now. I don't want it. I don't want it to. I don't want it to seep into my next birthday. Luckily, I have until October to do so. Hey girl, hi. I have until October to like deal with all of my trauma and just face it head on. Cause I wanna, I need to be abundant in all ways possible. I need to live a wealthy life, and that's not just financial. That's like in love. Like the person that I'm with now, I don't know how to accept the way that he loves me. Like it's like you know how do I even like the fairy tale kind of nigga, like the fairy tale kind of nigga that's like still has an attitude, but mad like over you, extremely emotionally available, bitch. He's emotionally available, like all the way. He don't like me. Yes, we spoke about this. So like I still don't know, and that's the reason why I know I gotta deal with some of my motherfucking trauma because I don't know how to accept this shit all the way. It's still fairly new. We're almost this will be 5 months this month. So I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? He don't like when I hold bags. He doesn't like when I try to take out my card. So it's very new. No, it's not new. It's not completely new. It is new. Let me stop trying to compare it to anything else. I confused, bro. I be like sometimes I'll randomly pinch myself to make sure it's happening, like make sure I'm still not dreaming. Cause you ever had those good ass dreams where you're like, this ain't real. Nah, not this one. But yeah, cause I'm emotional as hell. I'm mad emotional, and he knows how to deal with my emotions. Y'all know that I suffer from like anxiety and depression sometimes. I rebuke the spirit of those, but I still deal with that sometimes. And he's very very understanding, like very understanding. He'll just like let me sometimes, like if I know I need it, he'll just let me lay there, but he'll be right there physically. Um, he's helped me a ton, and God bless his soul. I feel bad for him that he has to deal with me sometimes. But let me stop saying that. No, I don't feel bad because I deserve love. I do. I deserve it. Um, yeah, like I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to pop out. Like it's a prank. I still be waiting. I'll be looking in the closets like nobody gonna pop out telling me this is a joke. No, it's not a joke. He's been here for a while, guys. He's been here for a while. And you better fucking stay, or I'm gonna just off with your head. Like I'm gonna be salty. God forbid. Let me not even. No, we're not even gonna speak that. We're not gonna even speak that. It's over. We're not even gonna speak that. Um, but I'm in a good place, honestly. Like I was praying about like financial stability yesterday, and then I ran into this amazing woman who's like a financial advisor, and she just gave me some insight on a few things. So you know, prayer works. Prayer is powerful. Yeah, thank you. You're gonna make me cry. Yeah, so like I was saying the other day, I wanna talk to y'all a little bit more. I wanna just open my heart to y'all. Just be truthful, be honest. Be truthful, be honest. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I just didn't, I don't know. Social media is not my thing. I'll be here sometimes, but it ain't what I want to do. It's just something that I know I have to do, especially with I'm trying to take over the motherfucking world. Uh, talking to y'all because a lot of my brands are based on how I feel because I'm emotional as fuck. Um, my skin look good in this camera. You see that? I've been taking care of my face. What have I been using recently? This bad boy right here. This is my favorite moisturizer, and it has SPF in it because we need that in our life. I've been using this rose water. I'm not as crazy about it. It's the witch hazel. The witch hazel. This is the rose water one. I'm not that crazy about it. I'm still getting used to it. This is still, as you can see, like I've barely touched this. Um, but I'm just trying to get my skin right. You see my little. So I don't know if I told y'all about. I had a little bald spot, but it's starting to grow in. My hair is dry as hell. Don't look at me. Um. uh. Yeah. So I'm trying to stay wealthy in all manners, in all ways. Um. Financially, that's something that I'm working on. I'm also working on. If I didn't tell y'all, I'm working on a subscription box. I've been working on this shit for months. 4 months. And we're almost there, almost at the finish line. And it's to support like local beauty brands or whatever. I have a few under the belt that I'm very proud of. And I'm gonna probably do another video of that soon. There's like some finishing touches. Corona has been slowing up my paper a little bit, but we're gonna get to it. We definitely gonna get to it. So, y'all got any more questions? Y'all want to ask me anything? Q&A, maybe. Let me see. Uh, yeah, I think I'm all talked out at this point. Yep. Thank you guys for tuning in. If y'all have any questions, if y'all want to know anything, I'm an open book. I love talking to people when I'm in the mood to talk to people. If it takes me, a 1 to 7 business day to answer you, don't take it personal. It's not you, I promise. It's 9 times out of 10 me. But yeah, slide in my DMs if y'all need somebody to speak to. I know it's a trying time right now. Like it's a very, very trying time. And I'm finally in a place where I can start like my cup is pretty full. So now I can supply people some more love like through my saucer or whatever. Oh, last thing. Matter of fact, yeah, we might as well talk about this. Now let's talk about these I'm probably gonna get emotional. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about all of these killings that's been happening. For real, for real. Thought about it. I was ready for 2 seconds, but I'm not. Uh, Rest in peace to everybody that has been a victim to police violence and that has been a victim to um, COVID-19. Um, yeah, we're just gonna end it there. I'll probably go live again another day. Later, y'all.